Right, everyone, hello and welcome to Protocol Cheese part. I don't know. I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna have to check before I upload this. I don't even remember. There was the time, like in March where we were doing them like every week, and now I don't even know. I think it's like part 5 or 6. I guess we'll see, um, when I title the video. But yeah, Protocol Cheese part 5, 6 ish. And in this one, I figured it was good timing for a new one because I just did like a bit of an announcement in the Discord, but there's also a little bit more tied into it that I didn't like fully get into there. So I want to like kind of expand upon it with this a bit. So if you saw that, you got the gist of it, but this will give you like a little bit more info on everything. Okay, so let's start from the top. So uh taking the rest of the month of June off for the Sunday events. Now, this is something that honestly ever since the season has started, or in a way ever since like before we've started back up in late May, this is something that I've been thinking about. And the reason why is that the Friday events, specifically this last or this current season that we're doing, the last season on the other hand wasn't that bad because it was a combo season, and we had a few different people working on tracks, and also like a lot of those were tracks that we've raced on the Hogs before. There really wasn't like that many new additions in that season, even though we were making new stuff for the Hogs. We weren't necessarily racing it in that season. Well, this current RX season is the complete opposite. This current season that we're doing is completely like built from the ground up, mostly by me. I've had some help along the way, and haven't done. Oh, dude, that lag spike was crazy. I forgot about that in this video. Um, but yeah, had some help along the way. Detail got a few tracks and helped with a few tracks, and then I'm gonna give Armada credit. He placed like an object on one of them, so I'm gonna give him credit for that. I'm gonna give him credit for it. But other than that, that's pretty much it. So, um, yeah. So if you did like a rough percentage, it's probably like 80% that I've done. Honestly, maybe even more, maybe even 85 for this schedule. So yeah, and it's such a like a passion project. It's built from the ground up, and it's in such a a late like time frame too. It's not like I was working on this arc schedule and had the fully fledged idea for it like during the off season or whatever. I actually took some time off during the off season. I wasn't like working on the schedule the entire time. And yeah, it's been a lot of work. Like a lot of forging has gone into it, and a lot of forging will still go into it because even though I technically have all the layouts done and stuff like that, there's still like tweaking to do. And like every week that we race, I'm going onto the current track and testing things and figuring things out, because you can only, like, when you're slamming objects and trying to get the track done, you can only figure out so much. So it's essentially like, all right, let's get the tracks like basically done, and then every week I'm going into them and being like, all right, let's tweak this, tweak that. Like, this doesn't seem that balanced. This doesn't run the way that I really want it to run. Let's add a podium. Let's add a camera. Whatever little things that need to be added. All that stuff. Um, so yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing, and it's been a lot of work. And I'm glad for it because it's like we get the experience that we wanted for a minute, like this fully like built RX season. But it was definitely like a lot of effort to put into it, with the fact that we're doing like the work here on H2A. This isn't like where if Infinite was good, you would think that people would get into it and would make racetracks. Like for H2A, like this is like total passion project at this point. It's not like ton of people are just like making H2A stuff. If you understand what I'm getting at here, like anything that we're doing on H2A at this point, we're doing it. Like has to fully be built by us from the start. So it's a lot of effort, essentially, is what I'm getting at, and that's fine because it's a lot of effort for new experiences, but it does take time, and you can't like I can't put more hours in a day. Like there's got to be trade-offs somewhere, and it's just getting kind of hard to try to do all the other things that I want to do in my day. Plus, that was absurd. Plus, get all this work in for the Friday series. Plus, try to do the Sunday on top of it. And for me, with the Friday stuff, being the new stuff and the more exciting stuff that we're doing, and the more like passion driven um events and stuff like that, it's just like an easy decision for me that if there's going to be a cutback, and I think most people would agree with this and expect this, if there's going to be a cutback, it's going to be the Sunday events. It's not going to be the Friday events. So yeah, that's essentially what I'm getting at. I'm trying to give like all the reasons. It's a lot of effort, it's a lot of time, and I can't buy more time in the day. So I gotta, make sacrifices, make cuts somewhere, and I'm doing it for the Sundays. So yeah, that's essentially the why. So yeah. So again, we're taking June off, and we'll see how it goes, but if everything like goes well, plan to return to the Sundays in July, but it's going to be revamped. I can actually show that right now. Okay, so let me pull it up. I don't have to pause this, but yeah, so showing it here. I haven't updated everything in all the docs yet, but I did just for the base schedule here, just to give like an idea of what it could look like. Did do pretty massive updates here. So as you can see, a lot of the races were removed. The schedule's been heavily condensed. We're halfway through it now, which that was obviously not the case before. And as you can see, nothing in the rest of June for the next like couple weekends. Maybe return it this time. It could be the week after. I don't know. I just put this for now. So we'll see. But the plan, hopefully, if the break goes well and everything goes well, and we get things sorted and we get all those tweaks in, get all that stuff for Friday, and just like everything good to go and ready, and we get a nice like refresh from Sundays. Hopefully we can start in July. And if we do start back up, as you can see, it's a little bit different. Like right here is planning on like 2 week breaks, and then here's like the season break, and again it's like 2 weeks. So it's every 2 weeks instead of every week, which I think should help a lot. And that's what we'll try to do, because I still like these ideas, and I still think it'd be nice to get to run these, um and get to do these like season ideas that I have. I still think it'd be nice to try to finish these for this year. Um but cutting it back a little bit, I think is probably like the best way to do it. Because what we had planned before was like quite a lot, and it could have been done if we were doing, if Fridays was just stuff that was already ready. But if we're building all this Friday stuff, then it's just going to be really tough. So this is yeah. So this is like the revamped whole schedule type thing, and this is what it's looking like. There's even a bigger break here. But yeah, this is what it's looking like, and to me, it seems a lot more manageable right now. It's 3 events in July, nothing in August, 2 in September, 3 in October, 1 in November, and then 2 in December. Which obviously is a lot different than almost every month doing like 4 or 5, or yeah, like around 4. So yeah, this is a lot different, a lot better, a lot more manageable, and hopefully we could still do the things that we want to do, or that we were really looking forward to. Still get to do those, maybe cut back a little bit, but still have like the best tracks in there and get to have some fun nights. So that's the idea. Yeah, we'll see if how it goes. Like this could evolve, but right now this is just like a look of what it could be. So that's essentially what I'm trying to get at there. Yeah, so could see changes, but that's what it could be. And so that's the plan for when they return. For next, something I want to mention too, and I kind of mentioned this in the Discord post a little bit. If we Okay, so like for Sundays next year, it would be changed even more so. So I still like the idea of, doing something different every once in a while, and like having like those one-off events that, especially the Sundays, were more like that in the beginning, when we were doing them this year. And those were pretty enjoyable. Like that was the most fun part of the Sunday leg this year, I would say. So for next year, the idea, I know this is looking a little bit ahead, but is to maybe do like, like 12 on the year. Do like one Sunday event, every month, and have it be more like tournament style stuff, or just like one-off style events of things that we might not get in our normal series that, like one are either just fun, or two are like HRL classic type things, like tradition type things that we want to do in a year. So like obvious examples, right? Like we'll probably do a chili quad. That'll probably be one of them, and we'll probably do another Kratos Power Hour. That'll be a tradition from here on out, probably. So we'll probably do that. So that's another example. Probably do some type of TRS event. Not as big of what we're doing this year, but yeah, probably do some type of TRS event. Like probably like what we have planned for like the TRS Grand Final. Probably just like do that and get all those like great classic TRS tracks in there and just do like one night of TRS and like get that in there, like probably something like that. Um, so those are some examples of the things that could be like on that type of night. It could also do something custom, could do like a blast from the past style tournament idea type thing, could do like an elim tourney type thing. We could do the wacky stuff that we were doing like in the beginning of this year. Like we could do like a multi-class event test type thing. Um, yeah, so those are some ideas for like what it could be, and I think it'll be a lot more manageable. I think it'll be a lot more welcome in a way to, instead of it being feeling like two series side by side. Well, this is not going to feel like that because it's just not going to be that. Having a tournament each month, or again, and I say tournament is, Kratos Power Hour isn't really a tournament, I would say, but just like that type of mindset of what it could be. Um, having like a one-off race night slash tourney night slash whatever type thing every month, like one Sunday for every month, it's just a lot different, a lot more manageable. It shouldn't be as hard from the like setup side as well, so that it should just be a lot more manageable from the management side and from the racers side too. I think it should be a lot easier for people to be like, oh, let me set aside this time for this one Sunday tournament in a month versus trying to make them all while also trying to make Fridays work. Obviously, that could be hard for a lot of people. Um, and for many reasons, burnout and just like making time work within your day, whatever reasons, like just all the reasons. So it should be a lot. I think it should be a lot more manageable. I think it should be a lot more manageable, and that'll allow us to, excuse me, like fully focus on trying to do these new experiences for Fridays, because I really don't want to do, like, I'll give an example. I'll give an example. I really don't want to do like a like what we did at the end of last year, like a reach throwback. I was down for that at the time, but I really don't want to do like a full Friday series like that again, where it's just a total like throwback type event like that, because this is something where like some people, and if you want to, as always with the protocol cheese, leave your thoughts in the comments or whatever, and feedback on certain things. I feel like this is the thing that a lot of people comment on how they feel about it, what I'm about to say. But yeah, I think people are kind of like 50-50 on this. But for me personally, I want to like move forward and do different stuff. Like I really don't get on and like try to set up these events to do stuff that we've already done. And I feel like that's what a lot of people in Halo racing do. Um, is that like just kind of without, not like fully into this, but in a sense, like live in the past and like run these things that we've already done, games that we've already done and stuff like that. And like for me, that's not really why I get back on it. Like for me, what excites me is like the new stuff that we could do, and obviously with Infinite, we can't really do it at the moment. But yeah, like new experiences, and that's the nice thing. Like these hogs, the hog H2A kind of like saved it for me this year. I would say I really don't know what we would be doing this year, if anything at all, if it weren't for these hog H2A like series that we're doing, because it's something so fresh. And now you might say like, oh well, you said that about being in the past. H2A is what, like 8 years old now. You might think that that's true, but did H2A really have a life cycle? Not even just in Halo racing, but also just in general. Like, did H2A really have a life cycle? Like, I feel like this was kind of a, especially racing wise, but in both ways, I feel like this was like kind of like a forgotten game. And I think it's a game that's really good, and there's a lot of great things about this game. So like for me, doing these like hog events and doing this H2A stuff is kind of, it's new. Like even though the game isn't new, like giving this game its life cycle is, and it's giving me that new experience where it's like, yes, I'll come back, I'll make this, I'll do RX, I'll do this for the hogs, and we'll do like these things because it's something new to experience, something new for us to do. And that's like kind of what I want, or kind of what I need to like keep doing these events at this point, if that makes sense. Yeah. So basically what I'm getting at is like, I don't want to do anything like the reach throwback again, at least for like a long time. Like I just really don't have any interest in doing it. I'd rather just do nothing at all. There's so many ideas. There's so many different things that we could do that I'd like to get to. and I want to keep trying to do those things. The problem is it's going to take effort. Obviously, we're going to have to, forge a lot of stuff, make a lot of new experiences. Um, so it's going to take effort, and that's fine. But there needs to be cuts made, and that again, that ties into the whole Sunday thing. So yeah. So essentially, that's the idea there. And then also like for Fridays, now this is going to be a long one. How much longer is in this moto? Okay, I could probably wrap this up in like 10 minutes. So for like future Friday plans, because I was kind of like getting into that a little bit there. So yeah, I keep wanting to do like new things. Now, obviously, in a perfect world, like Infinite's new update, its newest update, or one of the next two actually like drastically improves the experience, and we can actually do stuff on there. I don't know if that's going to happen. I will say we'll do another test because I know it's been a long time because it's been a long time since there's been a new season, but there's going to be a new season relatively soon in the next couple weeks. And as promised, we will do. I don't know what track maybe we'll just do one of the go kart tracks we've already raced, honestly, and just do a moto on it, get some people on it, and just see how it is. But yeah, so we'll do when that season 4 comes out in a couple weeks. As promised, we'll do another Infinite test. We'll see how it is. See if it has improved, see if it hasn't, see what's up with that, and that'll matter because as of right now, the future Friday plans is to just keep doing hog stuff and to keep exploring the hogs and keep trying to like come up with these and build these new hog experiences in general. So without like giving anything away like too specifically, that's essentially the future Friday plans for now. Is there's just a bunch of different hog ideas and pick one out of a hat essentially, and we'll just send on one and just try to keep creating these new hog experiences. Um, Again, would like to do infinite, but I just don't know if it's gonna happen. So we're just kind of on hiatus. So until that's a thing, it's just hogs from here on out. Okay, yeah, I had I had the infinite update bullet pointed, but I guess I kind of went over that too. But I guess I could sneak peek it a little bit. So, specifically for like the end of this year, it's I've had the idea for like the Hog F1 series for a long time, and obviously we've built some tracks for that already. We even previewed some of them in the last season. So there's like two routes that we could do, and I'm kind of torn on, and we'll see which one we end up doing. But there's two routes that I could see us doing for like what we do after Rallycross to end out the year. One route is to send on the Hog F1 series, have that be our big end of the year like closer series. Try to build that up, try to get the tracks, try to get the schedule for that, and try to do that. So that's one of the options. The other option that I'm kind of torn between is instead of doing that, do a few mini series that last like 4 or 5 weeks with like 2 week breaks in between or whatever. Do a few mini series of experimenting with other stuff that we could do in the hogs. Try like we're doing like the AX. I made like Hog Shore, and it's a lot easier to make arena crosses for the hogs. A lot quicker, a lot more. It just like logistically it should be easier to make that work. And then building up like Hog SX. So we try the AX and maybe get some tracks for that and try that, and do a mini series of that. We could do like I had like an IndyCar idea with those types of tracks, and mixing up like the street courses, the ovals, and stuff like that, and doing that type of series for hogs. Like I think that could be really cool, and with those tracks, that could be really cool. So maybe we could do a little mini series of that, and if that's fun, maybe that could be a fully fledged series that we do. Um, the hog ovals, there's more to explore there. Like they've been kind of 50-50 for the hog oval stuff that we've done so far, but hog tona in particular was really fun and really unique, and I really enjoyed hog tona. Like to this, I mean, it's been 4 months now. Hog tona to this day still, for this year personally, was one of my favorite events that we've done on the year. Not just hogs in particular, but just in general. Like hog tona was really fun, and that like stands out. So maybe we could experiment with that. So yeah, those are a few like quick ideas on what we could do. So yeah, that's essentially what it is. So for the end of the year, we'll try to decide on it in the next like month or so. But yeah, either full send on the Hog F1, get that set up, get tracks, get plans on like who's gonna make what track, and try to like get that schedule going, get that set up because it's gonna take a lot of work, and try to get that in the works. And again, that's why I want to try to decide in the next month or so we have a good amount of time. So we'll try to decide on that. And okay, yeah, so either do that or do like these different mini series and get some more experimentation in with the hogs, like figure these other potential ideas out, see how they work, and then plan out our next like bigger hog series that we'll do at the start of next year, based on how those mini series run. So those are the two ideas. Let me know which one that you like more uh, in the comments as well. I really like the Hog F1 idea, but I also thought the miniseries thing could just be smart. If we plan on doing another year in the Hogs, it could just be smart to figure that out. But again, I also really like the Hog F1 idea, and I've already put some tracks in, and already put in a decent amount of effort into it. So I'll admit that's what I'm leaning towards. But we'll see. But yeah, we're gonna try to decide on that in the next month or so, and we'll announce exactly what it is. I would say in July. Hopefully like the start the start of July is when I'd like to announce that. So we have plenty of time to work on those tracks. Sorry, figure out that schedule, and get that going. Because again, I think that series could be sweet, but it's gonna take a lot of work. So yeah, any questions as well? Leave those in the comments. I covered a lot. I had bullet points, but I still rambled a lot, so there was a lot of jumping around as these protocol cheeses usually do. But I think I covered pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I missed. So um, yeah, hopefully that was pretty good. Hopefully that was pretty extensive. So if there's anything that curious about, questions on, or whatever, let me know, because again, I think I covered everything, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, so that's basically where we're at. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope that was informative, and see you for well, I guess our Phoenix race on Friday. See you there.